As a recruiter for sales teams, I get a ton of resumes come my way, but I don't even get anywhere near close to reading all of it. There's actually a statistic that says that recruiters, hiring managers spend about 5 to 7 seconds on a resume before they move on. And the reason for it, it's not so much the content inside of it or the headlines or whatever like that. But for me, most resumes that I skip past are just not scannable enough for me to see the highlights quickly. And as you can imagine, when you're getting a lot of them, time is of the essence in getting through a lot of these things. So the formatting, the headlines, the hooks, it's just as important like you're marketing yourself. And even more difficult now with the applicant tracking system or the ATS. It says that about 75% of resumes don't actually go to the hiring manager because it gets filtered out due to keywords and because of the way that it tracks the formatting of the resumes as well. So in this video, I want to take you through a really simple document that can help you revamp your resume so that it is more ATS compliant, and it also highlights everything that is important for a hiring manager or a recruiter to scan through and get an understanding of your skill sets, your achievements, and how potentially you can be fit for a sales role. Now, this works best if you already have a resume. If you don't, you should start putting some of your highlights together, some of your work experience together. If you're a person that's been referred and that's how you get your roles, well, if you're wanting to get into high level roles, where you're talking about executive or director level type of sales roles, then it's really important to get the right resume so that you can get it in front and get interviews with the right people. So in this document, it's going to go through some simple formatting. It's going to go through the skills and the achievements that you have and put it in a way that it's really scannable, it's really easy to read, and it can be done within 10 minutes because I'm going to show you how to use it on AI. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. I'm going to show you this document, which I can link in the bottom of this video. And then you can download it and you can use it straight away. So I haven't got a fancy name for it. It's just called Your Sales Portfolio. But basically, there's a few different documents in here. The first one, when you click to the top of this, is the complete guide of how you can use it. And when you click it, you'll go into this document where it takes you through how to use it through Claude AI. You can use it in ChatGPT. It kind of knows the templates that's in it already. But if you're using Claude, it's a really simple thing that you can plug in. And it only takes one prompt to actually complete everything, and some additional ones if you want to refine and fine tune. There's also a sales resume template. Now, this template, although it might look, fairly basic, it's a really good format to be able to scan through. It gives the right highlights, and also, again, if we've got 5 to 7 seconds, it can give me the real key bullet points that will determine what type of applicant it is for the role that I'm looking for. Again, you can embellish on this a little bit. There's a few templates that I can share with you, but this is a really good one to get started with. So in this first document, which is Your Sales Portfolio, there's a couple of outlines of why this is important, which for most sales resumes, being achievement focused is going to be really important. Revenue emphasis, again, to have solid numbers in front of us is going to be really, really important. And then the rest of it, it just depends really on the type of opportunity that you're going to be getting into. But some of the highlight things. So with most applications, especially if you are working remotely or working with an online business, it's hard to meet in person. So you're not going to get a sense of how that person might communicate. But if you are selling online, a video introduction can tell a lot about your potential fit, because we're not necessarily listening for what you're saying, but how you're saying it and how you're communicating. So a really simple video introduction is great. If they don't give you the opportunity to follow a process, or if they don't give you what you should include into your video, this is a good guideline. If you can keep it within 1 minute, awesome. If you can keep it within a minute and a half, but 2 minutes maximum, then that's a good amount of time for a recruiter or hiring manager to be able to open it and watch it in full. So again, that's really important. The other thing is then creating your own digital portfolio and keeping that organized, so that when you do send out a resume, you can have links to your resume. So similar to what this template is, without even clogging up the formatting of your resume, you can have a link to your portfolio, and you can also have a linked to your video right in your resume. So you can just send one thing in one go. So this is just a suggestion. This is what I would do, is to have a folder specifically on your sales portfolio. If you are keeping metrics, great. If you're not keeping metrics, start taking notes, start documenting right away, because you want to have a folder just with your performance. So if you've got any spreadsheets, leaderboard charts, screenshots of conversions and statistics, anything like that, you should have a folder for that. If you have some sales calls that you've got permission to be able to share, again, don't just go and do it. If you can share with permission, that's the way to go. So you want to maybe break down some of your sales calls, maybe how you pitch, so that again we get to see how you perform. This will make the work that you do here will make everything else easier when it comes to getting into interviews, and from the interview then getting onboarding. So that's really important. If you can have some success stories, some testimonials, some references from previous employers or the people you're working with now, and have some case studies, maybe where you've gotten some good reviews from clients, that will round off your portfolio. So if you can have a folder like that, nice and easy, it's nice and clean. It's pretty easy to do, and it's good to be able to direct people through that. Then it kind of goes through some best practices, where to host it. You guys can have a look through that. And if you don't have a lot of experience, or maybe you're transitioning into sales from a different industry altogether, there are a couple of different templates that you can use. But when you do prompt this particular guideline, you can just put in it how much experience you've got and that you are making a career switch, so that it can, so that the AI can develop it more fine tuned. But there's a few things. The main one being putting some emphasis on your transferable skills from where you are and how that can be relevant moving into. Through here, you will see a couple of different templates, a couple of the keywords and the buzzwords that's important. Again, if you don't have any experience in sales, that's okay. Most people have some form of relationship building in their work or customer service experience that can be transferable to sales. So don't worry too much. If you're having a career switch, that's even better. It's a little bit easier as well, because it's good to have that you have some life experience. So that's the introduction to it. Now, when we get to the main piece, which is the complete guide, it's fairly well laid out. If you don't have Claude AI already, maybe you're using ChatGPT, doesn't really matter. But if you are on Claude, you can click this link, and that'll take you to the actual prompt itself, where it takes you through all the different templates. It also goes through the other prompts you use to then analyze and make improvements. But this is the main prompt that you're going to use. If you hit a remix artifact down the bottom here, what that's going to do is that's going to plug it into, as long as you've got an account with Claude. If you don't, it's free to sign up. It'll plug it in, and then you can just remix this and basically use the prompts that's already in there. You just have to attach your resume. But the way that it works, really simple, all the way from step one. If you're accessing Claude for the first time, you can go through that. The main thing that you need really is your resume. If you've got your resume, a lot of these things you don't really need, or you can just add on. But your resume should have your list of achievements and also sales metrics inside of it. The more information you can feed it, obviously the better it gets. So then when it comes to the actual prompt itself, again, you can go through this whole document. I won't go through it verbatim, but the main thing is to copy this prompt all the way to the end. This is what you're wanting or you're instructing Claude to do. Now, some of the things that it's in brackets here are things that you want to change. So when you get the target role, that could be a sales manager role, could be a SDR role, a BDR role, it could be a closer position, whatever it is. You can have a couple of different target roles, but you want to put that in there. The industry that you want to focus in, whether it's coaching, info products, it could be SaaS companies, it could be any sort of industry. You just want to be able to put it through here. It could be enterprise sales, car sales, whatever it is, but you just want to put the industry there. Years of experience, you can put your experience in there. Again, this particular line is not so important. And the key goals, if you have something in your portfolio or in your current resume that you want to emphasize, you want to be able to put it in here. Now, there's 3 different templates that you can choose from: achievement focused, competency focused, or a minimalist type of resume. The templates can be found down here. This is just a bit of an explainer on what it's best used for. For most sales role, template one is going to be perfect because it's just an achievement based. If you are going for a customer service type of role, or if you are coming from a non-sales background, competency focused will probably be the better one. But generally speaking, achievement focused is really good. As you come down, I'll just show you where the templates are in here. So this is typically what an achievement focused formatted template looks like down here. So when you're prompting AI to do it, it will pick it out, sort of in this format. So as we get through here, again, what I would do is I would just get rid of template 1 and 2 and just choose template 1. You don't need to, if you've got, if you're just choosing one template, because you can choose 3, then you don't really need this and you can delete that. Okay. Now, what you want to do as you get into Claude is to then copy the contents of your resume, or grab the PDF and grab the Word document and then pop it into Claude, and then that's all you really need. Once you hit go, it's going to break down all the little bits and pieces of what it's doing, what it's rewriting, and then it's going to spit out an analysis. Most of the time, it'll do an analysis of where you're at, and you can even do a comparison. So as you go down this document, there are other things that you can add to it. If there are things that you want it to do, so you want it to enhance the metrics that you've already got, you can, once this is done, you can plug this in. If it's the tech stack, if it's a very technologically savvy type of sales role, then again, you can plug this in. If it's the first time you're doing remote sales, again, you can copy and paste that. And then also some formatting things that you can follow through along the way. But this is the prompt. This is all you really need to do once you get into the system, the AI system. And once you've got it, I'll just show you, you can just copy and paste the contents that it creates into a format, into this sales resume template, which it will already do for you. So you don't even have to do that. It's just if you want to embellish on it and make it look a little bit better, then that's exactly what you can do. So I'll take you to Claude AI and just give you an idea, give you an example of what this looks like. Okay, so really simple. You want to go to that initial prompt template. You want to be able to copy that, jump into Claude. If you've already signed up, if this is just a free version of it, you can go ahead and click and paste it into it. Now, the target role, I'm going to say sales closer. Anything in the brackets you just need to update. Sales closer or manager, you can say. The industry, I'm just going to type in any industry, experience level. You can just keep that what it is, what the goals are. I'm even going to leave that as is. And then I'm just going to remove these templates because I only really want template 1. Now, the resume, you can attach below. I'm going to show you this particular one, which is just a copy of a resume. Obviously, there's no names on this one, but you just copy that whole thing. You don't even attach the document itself, but you can go ahead down here and then paste it, and it'll figure it out that's the resume that's we're going to revamp in here, and then you just let it run the prompt in that way. So as it does it, a lot of the times, it'll start breaking things down, and it'll also give you a bit of a summary of what it looks like. You can see this is like 5 minutes at the most, really, and it's already starting to break things down, sort of as you go. And then this is the format. This is then on the left-hand side, it's just typing out exactly what things it's broken down. And if you want further information on it, if you want to tweak it some more, you can do exactly that. But what you can do here, because that is a document, again, there's all the highlights that you need. I'll just go ahead and kind of copy this. If you highlight it, it's better than just hitting copy because the formatting's a bit weird. But this is the original template. There's already some good things in here. So, again, we're not transforming. I can find some worse resumes that can be transformed. But there's already some highlight that's here. Now, if I go down the bottom, I'm just going to use this same document to kind of add on. And then we paste that. So it's just made it a little bit easier to read. You can then go ahead and embellish this part of the resume. But you can see with the professional summary versus before, it's a little bit harder to read, but it's basically taken some of the things. Again, the descriptions are already pretty good, but it's just tidied it up a little bit. With this version of it, the core competencies, it's kind of highlighted a lot of the things. The key metrics you can see here: generated over 250K in monthly revenue, increased team revenue by 20%. Like, these metrics are really good to see. It's already also highlighted some of the cash collected. Again, revenue details, especially if you're in sales, is really important. And it's also just worked the timelines of it, because in this particular resume, it went backwards. So it went from the past to the present, where ideally you want to see it from the present and then going backwards, sort of in that order. So you can see some of the performance metrics here as compared to some of the performance metrics that was here. Again, it's harder to scan, although the professional summary is actually pretty good. The key skills, you sort of get lost a little bit, because we're trying to find things that kind of stand out to our eyes. So if you think of, imagine the key skills here versus in the new version, the key performance metrics is here. You can see it's a lot of it is revenue driven, or at least statistically, sort of highlighted to make it a lot easier. So that's how it works. Again, there's other prompts that you can plug into this to tweak and make it a little bit better, make it your own. But once you've got it, sort of in a Google Doc, you can go ahead and put it in whatever templates you've got. As long as you kind of, again, keep to the same flow, it just makes it a lot easier to read. So hope that helps. Go and try it out, plug in your resume, see if there's any improvements. If your resume is already good and there's only some slight improvements, if anything, it will set it up so that on the ATS, so the applicant tracking system, that it makes some of the keywords clearly scannable layout and standardized section headings, so that you don't become that 75% that it filters out, so that you end up in that 25%. So at the very least, that's what can happen. And hopefully, as you get through this, you'll have more people, more hiring managers, more recruiters that will actually scan through and see the highlights that you have to then move on to the next step. Maybe that's watching your video, and which is really important as well, but it just gives us a bit of read time on your resume. That's it for now. Hope that helps, and I'll see you in the next video.